Hello everyone and welcome to the Void Between Reality and the Land of Heckin' Nerds. My name is Ryan, aka The Void, and today it's time to head down to some metaphorical hardware. It is time for my top 10 toys I got in 2025. And here we go. I have in my hot little hands so I don't forget and have to start over again multiple times like last year. I have right here my list of the toys I got in 2025. Like I said, it is the toys I got in 2025, not necessarily the toys that came out in 2025. And I have narrowed them down to 10 and an honorable mention. So let's go ahead and get started with said honorable mention. We have my Cronus Prime. My Cronus was a decent figure. I did like this figure. I liked that it was something different. I liked that it was they were trying something new, and I liked that they made a figure of the first Minicon. The sort of micro power suit sort of aesthetic is kind of cool. Just not super mind-blowing enough to get on the list proper, and there's the problem of it almost entirely composing of mushroom pigs. And the presence of multiple Unicron nipples does disqualify this from the list proper, unfortunately. But still an honorable mention, still a pretty good toy, my Cronus Prime. Next, we have number 10... Beastbox Psycho Train. Yeah, this is a fun figure. It's something unique. Beastbox has been trying some different kinds of gimmicks recently, and I do appreciate when toy companies try different things. And it's a train that turns into a giant gestalt piloted by a little mammoth that turns into a box. That's pretty cool. The only thing that stopped this from getting higher, the transformation is a little convoluted, and I don't know if I'll be able to reproduce it, but it does have, there it is, terrible squeaky joints. That's one thing that kind of stopped it from getting any higher. Still a great toy, still a fun buy. I appreciate that Beastbox is giving us new things, and I got 2 Beast boxes for Christmas that actually combine with each other, so look out for that in the new year. I think they're pretty cool. But yeah, Beastbox deserves a representative, and Psycho Train is said representative. A good toy, not perfect, but still really fun and goofy. The Psycho Train at number 10. At number 9, we have Age of the Primes, Onyx Prime. This is an interesting and unique figure of the first Beast Former. And it was interesting to see their take on it. We've been waiting to see the Primes for a long time, and I think Onyx here is a pretty good representative. He is well painted, well articulated for what he is. He's a leader class, which I think most of these primes should be. I feel like you could juggle a lot of the other leader classes around, a lot of other Voyager classes around, because I think these things should be Voyager to leader. And just a really interesting sort of, turns into a centaur that then turns into this crazy griffin, lion, dragon thing. And yeah, the alt modes are interesting. I like the overall color scheme. The one thing that kind of stops this from getting any higher is the QC issues that I have with some of the mushroom pegs, and not just my hatred of mushroom pegs. They are a little bit loose, and there have been some stress marks, or sometimes they're loose, sometimes they're really tight, and there's been some stress marks forming. And again, I could have a lemon, but I can only judge the figure that's put in front of me. So the QC issues do stop this from getting any higher, but still a really fun and interesting toy. We move on to number 8, and that would be Age of the Primes Alpha Trion. This is a great figure. Just a really overall solid, as I knock his book out, really overall solid figure. There's really not much to complain about. The head sculpt is fantastic. I love the space jet mode. It's very good. But the robot mode just kind of absolutely slays. He comes with a book that he can write in, although I do wish he had wrist articulation to make that a little bit easier. But it's a great representative of the G1 version of Alpha Trion, and I think it's honestly pretty darn good. And yeah, pretty good. Alpha Trion, number 8. For number 7, we have crossovers, Blue Booster, and Wingtail. And I am including these together because they were a set. They were a pair. So, yeah. Was anyone clamoring for Sonic the Hedgehog Transformers? Probably not. But the figures we got from this crossover set were actually pretty neat. I love the motifs to the original toy, or to the character designs, I'm sorry. And I love what they transform into. I feel like there was a lot of homages to the various characters, or the 2 characters in these. They did a good job of taking a cartoon, or a pixelated or cartoon hedgehog, whatever you want to do if you're watching the TV or playing the video games, of a hedgehog and a multi-tailed fox, and turn them into robots that then turn into vehicles. I think these toys were more or less designed for those vehicle modes because, especially in the case of Wingtail, I feel like the plane mode is a little bit better than the robot mode because of the kibble in robot mode. But with the transformations, the juice is absolutely worth the squeeze. 2 great robot modes, 2 really good vehicle modes. Overall, they're just fun toys. And remember, toys are supposed to be fun. They don't necessarily have to be mind-blowing to be good. And these 2 are just an absolute gas. And they are my number 7, Blue Booster and Wingtail. We then move to our number 6, Legacy Cosmos. Yeah, I love this figure. My 3-year saga of trying to find this figure aside, there's not much to not like. He's just this pudgy little robot that turns into a pudgy UFO, and he's the Grand Marshal in a race, and I just love him to pieces because he's adorable, and I could just squeeze his little head until it pops. He's so cute. He's so rotund. I just really do like him. Yeah, not much else to say. Number 6, Legacy Cosmos. We now move on to the top 5. And number 5 is Legacy Cannonball. Another figure I quested for a very long time. But the wait was worth it because, yeah, this figure is just really, really good. They were able to take a mold or remold a toy into almost the perfect homage of the original from Cybertron. There are so many different homages to the original toy that they very much could have skipped over, but I'm so glad they did. The weapons storing in the legs, the fact that they plug into this little nub here on the blaster hand or whatever, the guns on the shoulders, the Cyber Planet key. there was just a lot of love and care that went into this figure and making it an homage to the original that I can't help but smile every time I play with it. And yeah, uh, just sort of a toy that came out of left field, and I'm so glad I have him and I was finally able to find him. So yeah, there you go. Number 5, Legacy Cannonball. We then move to number 4, Age of the Primes, Megatronus the Fallen. This figure's just an absolute gas. It's so bonkers, it's hilarious, and just overall fun, and it looks badass, and it's just a darn good toy. This was one of the first 2 primes that came out, and well, maybe it was in the first 3. Yeah, it wasn't like the first 3, but this was in the first wave, and I loved him. It was a good impression, even though this toy bit me. For those who don't remember, I was transforming this toy and got pinched by when I was transforming the leg, and it actually drew blood, which is kind of thematic because he's Megatronus the Fallen. He's the traitor of the primes. But yeah, and overall, just really fun, bonkers. I mean, it's a robot that's always on fire. What more could you want from your toys? It's a robot that's on fire. Just overall, a silly, fun toy. And yeah, number 4, Megatronus the Fallen. We then move to number 3. And these are a set, like I said, with blue booster. I mean, they're not packaged together, but they are pretty much a pair. We've got the crossovers, Hot Wheels, Bone Shaker, and Twin Mill. Yeah, they did a really good job with these 2. These are just dumb fun. Bone Shaker obviously being the standout, but both of them are just great. Good articulation, good detailing. The packaging looked like an original Hot Wheels package. The robot modes are great, especially Bone Shaker. The vehicle modes are fantastic. There are really not a lot of things to complain about with these guys other than, mushroom pig situation. But yeah, in fact, I think Bone Shaker is a little loose, my figure, because I cannot stop playing with him and transforming him and rolling him around. He's just great. Twin Mill's great. And if the leaks are to be believed, we're probably getting more Hot Wheels Transformers. To which I say, if they're as good as these 2, I can't wait to get my hot little hands on them. So yeah, number 3, crossovers, Bone Shaker, and Twin Mill. We now move to number 2. Count Von Count from NECA. This figure just makes me so happy. Just brings back so many fond memories from my childhood, and it doesn't hurt that it's just a really good toy. The articulation is what needs to be there. It comes with so many different accessories, including the number 2. So fitting that it is number 2 because he comes with the number 2. The head sculpts are just phenomenal. Both this sort of laughing head sculpt and the one that it comes pre-attached with. I can't complain. This is just an absolutely fantastic figure that had to make it this far in the list because of just how truly happy he makes me. Like I've said with NECA, they have mastered the art of the Roger Rabbit effect, and this guy looks like he walked right off the television screen. He is fantastic. He makes me happy. He brings back fond memories of my childhood, and is overall just a pretty good toy. So number 2, is NECA Count Von Count. And we move on to number 1. I think it's pretty obvious what this one is going to be, just like it was last year. We have Beast Wars 2 Leo Convoy. This is a toy that I never really thought I'd get a chance to own. I never had really any expectations because he's a Japanese exclusive toy that came out in the 90s. I love him. I love him to pieces. I love everything about him. I love how kibble-tastic he is, full of gimmicks. He is just the perfect encapsulation of that authentic Japanese stupid that just kind of permeates from toys from over the pond that were exclusively from over the pond. Did I say over the pond? I'm thinking that's frickin' UK, Brian. Are you kidding me, Brian? Okay. Toys from that part of the world, from Japan, that authentic brand of Japanese stupid, just to match my stupid because I don't know geography. Go figure. I blame the autism. That it's just that authentic brand of Japanese stupid that I love so much. And the story of getting him was one of the last booths I went to at Expo, and I'm pretty sure I made the guy's day by buying this because I knew what it was and I was willing to look past the fact that it is deliciously yellowed over time. But yeah, my geography snafus aside, this is just my favorite toy I got in 2025. He is just good. And he encapsulates the 90s of toys being completely consumed by gimmicks. And I do love him and appreciate him. You're a good lad, Leo Convoy. You're a good lad. So anyway, my gushing aside, number 1, Beast Wars 2 Leo Convoy. And yeah, there you go. There is my list. Surprisingly easier than last year. Actually, significantly easier than last year. Not to say 2025 wasn't a great year for toys, because it was, but 2024 was just insane. But yeah, those are my top 10 toys. I'm still kicking myself over that geography snafu. I am an idiot. I should be smarter than this. But yeah, that's it. That's my last video for the year. It's been an interesting year, to say the least. In both good and bad, but we don't get into that here. But this new year, another year of hopefully fantastic toys. From some of the things I've seen, I think we're going to be in good hands. After San Diego Comic-Con, you would have been forgiven to think that toys were canceled until 2026 with all of the reveals of things that were coming out. So, yeah. Can't wait for that. As for what you can expect for this channel, I swear on my life, the 100 subscriber special is coming. More video game Let's Plays will be returning once I figure things out with OBS and stuff like that. And figure out what I'm going to do with the existing Let's Plays that I lost the data for. But yeah, you can expect more video games, more live streams from me, Autobots honor. But yeah, here's the 2025, and here is looking forward to 2026. I hope you all had a great, safe, and happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of that good stuff. No matter what you celebrate, I hope you had a good one. And yeah. Remember, I'm asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my links down below for all the places you can find me and support me. And until next year, remember, growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Be curious, be playful, and above all else, be kind. And I will see you a next year. Button, button,